Looks like that's not going to be the case, and I faked a clicky sleep powder. YouTube, today we're going to be using a brand new team featuring Sunny Day Whimsicott on a Kyogre team that got top 8 at the recent North American International Championship. If you do enjoy the videos, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below, ready to time out. If you want to grab the rental and you want to check out the details of the team and the creator, down below in the description. But otherwise, let's get started and play some games. Zacian, Kyogre, Landisfarian, Kartana, Amoonguss, and Tornadus. Pretty standard team we've seen from the Zoc Ogre stuff. My Whimsicott matchup probably makes this really good, although I don't know how you exactly play this matchup specifically. It's a little bit concerning, but I do have some pretty strong options right here. Thundurus, Whimsicott, Zacian, Kyogre seem like really good options. I could also go with the Charizard mode, which is actually pretty good as well. I think we're leading probably our Whimsicott plus our Zacian right here. I think it's just really good against their team. Unless I want to lead something else, but I don't think I do. I'm pretty sure that this is fine here. I do want to go with... I think Thundurus plus Kyogre is correct because I feel like Airstream Wars, I do lose out. Yeah. Let's see how this goes. I'm pretty sure the Whimsicott always has the advantage here. There is some stuff about Tornadus and Whimsicott interactions though, with like Icy Wind specifically. The fact I can't Cotton Spore the Kartana is the main reason I kind of don't want to lead the Charizard. I'm not sure because this team you actually might be leading Whimsicott Charizard in this matchup. But the reason I kind of want to lean away towards that is if they lead like something like Landers plus Tornadus, which would definitely make me choose between either going for a Tailwind so I could outspeed the Landers. There's also like Icy Winds immediately, and there's Dynamax Lando, which is really tough because I can't set up Sun and get the Tailwind up at the same time, which is why I don't really like that lead, which is why I want to lead my Whimsicott plus my Zacian right here. So let's see what they decide to lead here. It's going to be Tornadus Kyogre. Okay. That's okay. That's actually really good for me. Okay. So I'm going to go for I think a Sunny Day right here, because even if they Tailwind Water Spout or if they're just going to Icy Wind Water Spout, I'm pretty sure I still have the advantage with my Whimsicott right here. I'm pretty sure that I just go for a Sunny Day, so I lower the damage output from their Kyogre. They can't really do much right here. As long as this isn't, what's it called? Tornadus, we should be fine, and that only affects the next turn anyway, so we're Sunny Daying here. We're gonna go for a Behemoth Blade into the Tornadus, and let's see how the rest of the turns are going to play out, because I would like to KO onto Tornadus if possible. I could have also doubled it with Energy Ball, Behemoth Blade, but I'd rather just take as little damage as possible. If the Kyogre forces the max here, it's kind of interesting, but I don't know if you're going to risk the max right here. I guess we'll find out, though. It is an option. If they do make that play, it could be a little bit strange for me, but we'll see. Because, like, here's the thing. If we Tailwind Behemoth Blade, I'm pretty sure my Behemoth Blade is too shy in the Kyogre. That's the only issue, though. Okay, they do stay in. Nice. Sunny Day is going to come out. Let's see. This is Tornadus Tailwind or Icy Wind here. I'm pretty sure I survive unless it's Ice Beam specifically from Kyogre coming out here. It's going to be Tailwind. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So really nice. And Kyogre Water Spout? Origin Pulse. Okay, they were worried about Tailwind Play Rough, which makes sense too. We do get the Whimsicott into a very phenomenal position right here. And look at that damage in the Zacian. That was a crit on the Whimsicott. It did like nothing. Behemoth Blade is going to come out into the Torn. Again, Torn is the only thing I'm worried about here, but they don't really run it. Icy Wind Protect is pretty much the common set. It is the Focus Sash Torn like usual. Okay. And I guess we go for Tailwind regardless. Actually, I don't even have to quick attack, right? I just click Blade. Why would I not click Blade in this situation? Yeah, I would just click Blade. Wait, hold on. Am I faster than Torn? I just realized because... Well, I'm pretty sure I am faster than Torn. I was like, am I the slow Zacian that underspeeds like Kartadas, which would underspeed Tords? But yeah, I don't think that's the case here. We're going to see the Kyogre retreat here into their Zacian, which makes sense here. Okay. All right, this is really good because I think I could get the speed advantage right here with Cotton Spore, which is pretty big. The only thing is that they have Kartana in the back. They could get some speed. They could get some Beast Boost action going, which is a little bit tricky. But yeah, it looks like they're going for the Icy Wind here, and I am able to KO the Torn. Fantastic. Okay. Maybe a Blade into the Zacian was better though, because I could have still quick attacked or Cotton Spore the following turn. But yeah, I think this is fine. The 9 late game Tailwind is actually pretty big, so goodbye to Torn right here. And my only problem is going to be that Kartana is going to be a really big issue. Kartana is definitely going to be a big issue. Kartana does come out too. All right. Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. I do have an extra turn. Well, I do have an extra turn of Tailwind in them, so that's actually pretty big in this. I think I just switch out the Whimsicott here into... No, I think I Cotton Spore, right? I think I Cotton Spore here. Yeah, I Cotton Spore there, Zacian, make sure they're slower. Oh, I don't have Sacred Sword, right? This is one of the awkward parts about this. I don't have Sacred Sword on my thing. Oh, that's a little bit awkward. I guess I'm going to go for the damage in the Kartana. Oh boy, this actually might not be ideal because I'm pretty sure I'm going down to Blade plus Airstream. I completely forgot that this Zacian does not run Sacred Sword. Even though it was in front of me, it's just like kind of slipped my mind right here. Okay. So maybe Charizard was necessary in the back. Charizard was actually really important for, I guess, this end game scenario. This Thundurus is not going to help me as much because I could have just bladed, I guess, here. We do get Cotton Spore off, so at least we get Behemoth Blade off, which is pretty huge, into the Kartana, which is really nice. This endgame, though, is very, very tricky. And I mean very tricky. Let's see. Behemoth Blade going to come out into the Kartana, which is pretty good damage. Yeah, that's still actually pretty good, big damage. It's not enough, though. We're going to see the Airstream come out into my Whimsicott here. Okay. Should I have bladed into the Zacian? Maybe. This endgame, though, is going to be very, very close. And I can definitely tell you it's going to be very, very close. Okay. Katana does get the Beast Boost here. We're going to see Behemoth Blade on my side. If I survive, this is actually kind of very awkward. Is it? No, I think it's fine. Behemoth Blade into the Zacian. It does pick... Oh, it doesn't pick up the knockout. Okay. No, that's fine, actually. No, I just go out into my Thundurus here. Yeah, I go out into my Thundurus. My Zacian is always faster than their Zacian because it's -1 speed. Of course, they could get the speed advantage right now with another Airstream into my Zacian. This actually works out perfectly fine. I think I'm just going to go for a max guard right here. It's the last turn of the Tailwind for their side. And yeah, I still have one more extra turn. And I think I always just go for a... I want to say it's Behemoth Blade or Quick Attack right here. I want to say it's Quick Attack into their Zacian. Yeah, I think that's the play. Because I'm sacking my Zacian on purpose right here. And I want to make sure that Thunder sticks around. And I don't want them to double up my slot. If they go for a max Steel Spike into my Zacian... I mean, Airstream doesn't change the numbers. Here's the thing. Thundurus is always faster than Kartana. And this is why I'm glad I have Thundurus out. Because Thundurus is actually going to be really clutch here. Because we would have gone down to an Airstream plus a Behemoth Blade follow-up. Because they would have been neutral speed right here. So that would have been very awkward. So Quick Attack into Zacian. Might put in range as a Water Spout guaranteed for my Kyogre coming up. We're going to see Knuckle, which makes sense. Okay. Into the Zacian, which is fine here. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, really good, because now we can go for Airstream into Water Spout the following turn under the Tailwind. So they went for the Knuckle because they could KO my Zacian, the Kartana outsped, and then the Behemoth Blade would follow up into, or Play Rough, I guess, into my Thundurus. Interesting choice, but yeah, Tailwind does peter out. I can go on a Kyogre, and I should win the game now, because the Airstream and the Water Spout seems really difficult for them to handle, so... I'm pretty sure I have this sealed. I'm pretty sure. There are a few things I get. I don't know. I'm pretty sure the Kartana just always goes down to... Wait, oh, the Kartana still has max, actually. They're still -1 speed. Their Tailwind's over, though, which is pretty big. I guess the problem is if they do have max guard here, but... I just don't know if Water Spout just always outgoes to Kartana. If it's a Solvus, I definitely don't KO. So I think I Airstream into Water Spout because I always want the speed advantage here, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. I'm pretty sure they don't, though, because we already saw Airstream and Max Knuckle. You would imagine it's Steel Spike in the other. So yeah, I just don't think that's going to be the case. We know the Zacian's -1 speed from the Cotton Spore from earlier. So I am able to always just like outspeed with the Water Spout. And I should have this safely sealed. I think Water Spout should just finish them off right here. Yeah. Water Spout does finish out the Kartana and the Zacian right here. So now I just solo the Kyogre because I have Max Darkness, I have Max Lightning. I'm going to go for the Max Darkness, I suppose. Or do I have Max Lightning here? I guess no, it doesn't matter. I just click Max Lightning. I was like Max Darkness on the Protect makes sense, but if they're Assault Vest, I mean it doesn't matter because they shouldn't be able to knock out the Thunderous without like some RNG, or they have to be an offensive item. But yeah, Max Lightning always just finishes off the Kyogre here. So yeah, we just go for the Max Lightning into the Kyogre. We go for a Water Spout here, and that should always seal it up, especially with the Airstream boost that we got from earlier. Max Lightning always just outspeeds KOs of Kyogre, whether it's Scarf or not. And we already confirmed it wasn't Scarf earlier. So goodbye, Kyogre. Oh boy, okay, that could have been scary, but Cotton Sport Whimsicott really showcases the strong point about it, and Sunny Day as well for the mirror. Like I didn't even need it for Charizard. It was just good in the mirror because against that lead, they can't really do much unless they double up my Whimsicott, take the knockout of Icy Wind, which could be a factor. That could have definitely been a factor, but I felt like it was really unlikely to, because my Zacian would threaten so much damage. And even if they did, I suppose they don't get Tailwind either, because I Behemoth Blade into the Tornadus. Actually, no, they do, right? No, they would, because Icy Wind slows down my Zacian, then Quick Attack slows down later. Actually, that wouldn't have been that great, but they would have to make that specific read, which is a very, very hard call out right there. And I did have other options too, like again, the Tailwind Play Rough was an option. The Cotton Spore immediately was also another option that I had. So I felt like it was very unlikely they go for that. And they had to click Ice Beam specifically too, which is also a big one. But overall, was able to get position, I think, with the extra turn Tailwind. The extra turn Tailwind. Which was pretty big, because since I had an extra turn Tailwind, I was able to maintain the speed advantage, which was absolutely huge. Charizard, Groudon, Regieleki, Whimsicott, Calyx Shadow Rider, and the Landisfarne. Okay, some pretty interesting choices right here. This matchup is going to be pretty unique here because, I mean, there's quite a few things I do like for my matchup right here. I don't know if I want to go Thundurus or I want to go Charizard. I guess this is a big one. I do kind of want to open up with Zacian, I think. A Zacian lead actually just seems really good to me. And I kind of like the idea of leading Zacian plus the Whimsicott because I don't know. Eleki is probably a really likely lead against my team. They have a really strong Eleki that could dish out a lot. Charizard's really good against them in general, so I do want to bring it. And I think I have to bring Kyogre in the back. And I might not get any Sunny Days up, but if they do get the Sun up for me, and I don't get the Rain up with my Ogre, my Charizard actually does really well. And of course, if I have the Rain up, they don't exactly have a water resist other than Whimsicott. So we'll see how this matchup goes. I really do feel like the early parts is going to be me just trying to maintain speed control for the most part. And that's going to be a pretty big factor. Hopefully, it's not going to come down to like a taunt Whimsicott speed tie, which could be a case if they lead. I'm expecting Whimsicott lead. Whimsicott Eleki is the lead here, which I am not surprised about whatsoever here, as I am going to lead with my Whimsicott plus my Zacian right here. And I am going to go straight for that Behemoth Blade into that Eleki. And I will go for a Tailwind with my Whimsicott straight away, because if this is taunt, I want to make sure I have my Tailwind up. So let's go for that Tailwind. Let's go for that Behemoth Blade. And what's nice is we also have Quick Attack on our Zacian. So Behemoth Blade into the Eleki seems like a really good call. Or I could tar down the Whimsicott too, which isn't that bad. But I like the Behemoth Blade and the Eleki more, I think. I don't know. The Quick Attack could actually really come in handy from the Zacian here, especially against the Eleki matchup, which is pretty big actually. Because against other Tailwind stuff, you would really love to... you don't KO Elekis most likely here, and then Quick Attack can help finish it off. So let's see. Of course, this could come down to does my Zacian live the Max Lightning even, but it is a roll on my Zacian if it is Life Orb Rising Voltage right here. So Eleki is going to come out, and even then, I guess I still have some backups just in case, but yeah, it's not exactly super pretty. But we are going to get a Tailwind up. Okay, really nice. Let's see. Did they go for the taunt or did they just go for Tailwind themselves? They went for a Charm. Ooh, okay. So they went for Charm instead, which is fine. I still get some pretty massive damage off into the Eleki, which is still pretty nice here. So I do get the Behemoth Blade off into the Eleki. The upcoming turn is going to be pretty questionable, but we'll find out. Behemoth Blade should still do a pretty decent chunk. Yeah, not bad, but it's not like amazing, I suppose. We're going to see a Max Lightning come out into Whimsicott? No, and there's Zacian. Okay. Does a lot of damage. Is that Life Orb? I think. I mean, that's actually I feel like Life Orb Rising Voltage should have done more. That might be Rising. No, that's just Thunderbolt. Okay. So I feel like my best play is just the Energy Ball. Then the okay, this could be a little bit strange. I don't know if that's Goggles on the Eleki. Actually, it looks like magnet damage now that I think about it. Yeah, there should be magnet damage. So I think it's just go for the Cotton Spore here. into the Aleki and go for the Behemoth Blade once again into the Aleki slot. This is probably Tailwind from the Whimsicott and something from the Aleki. Probably a Max Lightning finishing off my Aleki or my Zacian, which is fine here, which I'll gladly take. They do get the Tailwind up with the Whimsicott, and I did have the Cotton Spore, so at least the Aleki is going to be slowed down quite a bit, which is actually pretty huge. And I still have Dynamax available, which is really good against their team. So we are able to get the Behemoth Blade off into the Aleki. Extra chip should put in range of Energy Ball potentially, but that's kind of close. A Max Lightning is going to come out, finish off the Zacian, but I feel like I have a pretty strong position right here for the most part. Okay. I do want to go out into my Charizard here, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I want to get Charizard up, and I think I just want to start Airstreaming. If I had Goggles, this would actually be really nice because I avoid any Cotton Spore plays that Whimsicott can do, but I think we go for a... we have a few plays. We get Cotton Spore, the Aleki, and go for the Wildfire, which isn't a bad play here. Let me think about this turn. I think that's probably okay here. Yeah, I'm going to Cotton Spore, and I'm going to go for a Wildfire into the Aleki. Trick isn't that, or Switcheroo isn't that big of a problem from the Whimsicott. If it's their own Cotton Spore, this could be a Max Guard Cotton Spore play from them. I'm going for the Cotton Spore because if they go for Cotton Spore and myself, I'm pretty sure that I win the speed interaction, although the numbers are a little bit strange right here. Yeah, I think it should be okay. I think making sure I have the faster attack off right here is going to be pretty important right here. So maybe I should have Airstreamed, but I just don't know. I'm pretty sure it's Magnet Aleki, but if it is the Assault Vest Aleki, I have to go for Wildfire. I definitely wouldn't risk it here. So yeah, let's bring out the Dynamax Charizard. Let's see. Wildfire damage is pretty huge in this point of the game. We're going to see a Cotton Spore come out from my Whimsicott, which is nice. It doesn't affect their Whimsicott because it is a grass type, but that Aleki being affected is pretty huge. We're going to see Dazzling Gleam. Okay, so nice. Not that big of a deal. All right, perfect. As I am able to get a Wildfire off and KO their Aleki, which is absolutely huge. Goodbye, Aleki. That Pokemon, and I'm able to get some free Wildfire damage. Critical hit, not mattering too much at all. I guess I could have gone for a free Energy Ball for chip into the Whimsicott, but not really so much necessary. And if it is the... if it's a Jax button, it should still be fine. We do get the Wildfire chip onto the Whimsicott, so now it goes down to any attack from my Charizard, and let's see who is going to be revealed next, because their Charizard can come in. It's not really super threatening here unless it's Goggles, I guess. We're going to see Calyx come in, actually. Okay, this is really good for me. So this should be Sunny Day from my... I guess this is kind of weird. I can Cotton Spore and Airstream, which isn't a bad play, but this is the last turn of my Tailwind. So it's not exactly super ideal, I suppose. I guess what I could do here... Oh, I know what I do, actually. I swap into Kyogre for the Whimsicott slot. I Airstream their Whimsicott. Yeah, I Airstream their Whimsicott. Then I Max Guard on the last turn. I think that should seal it here, I'm pretty sure. Unless this is Fake Tears specifically. If this is Fake Tears, then... yeah, then that's a problem, but otherwise... or Helping Hand is fine. Fake Tears is the one I'm scared of. This should be... Astral Barrage is fine here. It is Specs. Okay, that did a lot. Dazzling Gleam, not really too worrisome. Okay, perfect. Even if Kyogre did take some pretty big damage, having Whimsicotts around is actually pretty important because I can stall out the last turn of Tailwind very safely. Actually, was this even necessary? I guess I could just Cotton Spore and Max Guard the following turn, now that I think about it. The Kyogre play doesn't even make too much sense if I just Cotton Spore. Yeah, actually, now that I think back, I could just Cotton Spore to Calyx and been fine. Because I do have a +1 on my Charizard now, which is actually kind of nice. This might actually come down to Heat Wave hits, though. Now that I think about it, Groudon comes in. But yeah, this upcoming turn, we protect both. Yeah, we just protect both here. We protect both. Unless this is Trick Room Calyx, but that should always be Specs damage right here. Yeah, it should always be Specs damage. I am going to Max Guard here. I might have to hit the Blast Burn, though, which is not something I super like here, but I think it's okay. I really think I should just Cotton Spore, because if I Cotton Spore, this would actually be a very favorable position for me now that I think about it, because with the Airstream boost and the... I think Airstream boost would allow me to outspeed Groudon, unless it's like a super fast Groudon for some reason with the +1, even if they have Tailwind up. So we see a Rock Slide here. No surprise. Solar Power damage once again. Okay, I might actually have to hit that Wildfire. Unless I want to go for Ice Beam, Solar Beam. But I probably go down to both Rock Slides. I actually made this very unnecessarily difficult for myself now that I think about it. A little bit of misjudgment right here. Content Sport would have just worked out completely fine. Because for some reason, I thought that I would have been fine in this scenario, but I do have to hit my moves. I go into Whimsicott here. I click the Blast Burn here. Did I click Solar Beam? I don't think Life Orb Solar Beam, or it's Lumberry Solar Beam. I do have Solar Power though, and there's one more turn of Wildfire. Maybe I do just click Solar Beam here. Maybe I just click Solar Beam here. With Solar Power, do I imagine it KOs Calyx after the Wildfire chip? That's my question. I don't know, actually. Calyx actually has some decent speed def, so you know what? I'm just going to risk Blast Burn here. If I miss a Blast Burn, just so be it. It's kind of nature. I also have to hit an Origin Pulse the following turn. Unless the Groudon's like max speed on this team, which I don't think it's going to be, but we'll see. We bring out the Whimsicott. We do get the Blast Burn off into the Calyx. We do finish off the Calyx. Beautiful. And now we have a Whimsicott and Kyogre. So I guess we don't even have to go for Origin Pulse. Energy Ball, Ice Beam might actually just finish it off right here. We do see a Rock Slide come out, which is fine. The Whimsicott takes that really well. Nice. Perfect. But we could also just Tailwind into... what do I want to risk? If it's Assault Vest Groudon, it might live the Energy Ball plus Ice Beam combination. I might as well... I think I just Tailwind Origin Pulse realistically. Yeah, Tailwind Origin Pulse seems fine. Okay. Bring out the Kyogre. Rain is still up. And we're going to go for a... Did we Tailwind here? Yeah, we Tailwind here because if they are White Herb, that could mess us up. Yeah, we go for the Origin Pulse. I guess I had to hit 2 moves in this endgame, which was Blast Burn and the Origin Pulse right here. So, but they also have to hit their move in the Kyogre, so there are odds in our favor. We do hit the Origin Pulse though, and that should just KO the Groudon. I don't think a Groudon, even if your Assault Vest is living this Origin Pulse in Rain with the Mystic Water, we are able to KO Groudon. Ooh, okay, I made that very unnecessarily hard for myself. Which, yeah, I did not have to. I think the only way that my play is correct, though, is if Calyx has Protect. If it goes for Protect, the Whimsicott goes for Taunt into my Whimsicott. But even then, I think it's still an advantage for me right there. I felt like I had to switch out Whimsicott to prevent it from being knocked out by the Shadow Rider. Or, yeah, so I don't get knocked out by the Shadow Rider, and then Groudon's forced in the Weather War endgame. But I guess Charizard would have still been enough, right? Life Orb on their Charizard. We're going to see. It was the Assault Vest Groudon, but it was slower, so all I had to really do was hit an Orchard Pulse endgame. It was Magnet on the Eleki, which I'm not too surprised about. A Jax Button. It was a Jax Button Whimsicott, but it was no trick. It was Charm, Dazzling Gleam, Sunny Day, Tailwind. It was Choice Specs Calyx, yeah. The damage output made a lot of sense. No Psychic moves, interesting. And then Choice Scarf, Landorus with Protect as well. I guess so if you max Landorus, I guess that does make sense. But oh boy, I definitely made that a little bit harder for myself, but thankfully, I mean, it wasn't that bad. I just had to hit some moves in endgame. I also, I guess, risked a few I was risking Chris regardless, because when it specs Calyx, you gotta risk that at that point. But yeah, I could have definitely probably just like Cotton Sport in that late game and been fine. Okay, we have Lunala, Groudon, Incineroar, Charizard, Grimmsnarl, and Venusaur. Very common Lunadon. I don't know what the matchup is with this team specifically. I imagine you use Charizard here because Charizard, of course, a crazy Pokemon. We also have Thundurus, actually. Max Darkness Thundurus actually does go crazy in this. I'd imagine we actually go Thundurus here. Maybe Charizard's a backup, but Max Darkness Thundurus could actually play some really big concerning factors right here. Because I like Thundurus plus Kyogre. It actually threatens them super heavily right here. Or Thundurus plus Zacian even. Like, Thundurus plus Zacian is actually not even that bad as a lead here. I actually kind of like it. I'm going to go with Thundurus Zacian, Amoonguss, and Kyogre, I think, in the back. I've never played this endgame scenario, though, because the only problem I have with this is Charizard, of course, really good against the team. There is Meteor Beam potential, though, from the Lunala, and one of the things I just don't like is dealing with the Grimmsnarl. Grimmsnarl's going to be an annoying Pokemon. I don't know what they lead here, though, because I guess in the Rain matchup, I'm assuming it's like Incineroar, Venusaur, Groudon, Lunala gets brought, but if they do bring the Charizard or their Grimmsnarl, it makes it a little bit strange. I'm leading Zacian plus Thundurus because it's really good against a lot of the potential leads that my opponent can do that I think is likely, specifically Lunala plus the Venusaur right here. Because I don't have to worry about like Sleep Powder and Meteor Beam at the same time, knocking out my Charizard, which I think is big, but they do have that option, I guess, with the Thunderous Spring as well, if they're max special attack modest. Let's see. If they're timid, they actually don't KO Thunderous if I Dynamax, which is pretty big. We're going to see a Lunala Venusaur lead. Okay. So this is going to be a big one here. I think my play is just to go for Behemoth Blade into the Lunala slot and the Lash Out, because I actually have that option to double up the... Or is it Lash Out or is it Foul Play? It's Foul Play, right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think that's actually like my best play possible here, because I think that it just allows me to punish the Lunala pretty heavily. If Groudon comes in, it takes a bunch of damage, and they can only really like Sleep Powder. If they max Flare, that's fine. I'd rather just... and it forces them in unfavorable position to Weather. And yeah, that's what they're going to do, looks like. We're going to see a Groudon switch. Okay. So let's see here. Sleep Powder is really annoying, but otherwise I don't think it's really that bad for me. Like, I only needed Zasha as a lead open up in case it was like Groudon. But yeah, they Sleep Powder immediately. I didn't Dynamax, which is really good for me here. So I am able to get the Sleep Powder off, which is fine. Behemoth Blade is going to come out into their... Groudon, so I get some pretty big damage into Groudon immediately, which is fantastic. Like, look at that beautiful damage. Foul Play would have been nice. Citrus Berry on the Groudon, good to confirm. Okay. So I don't know what they're going to do after with the Venusaur, because I don't know it's set, but right now I'm thinking just going for a Foul Play, or maybe Protect. Actually, no, Protect is fine here. Protect the Thunderous, go for Behemoth Blade into the Venusaur is pretty safe, because if I wake up with the Thunderous, it's absolutely huge, right? I just get a free switch into Kyogre, and then I click Airstream Water Spout. Looks like that's not going to be the case, and I think they're clicking Sleep Powder. They missed, though. Okay, we get something. Okay, that's something. But it really just depended on what Groudon did. Did you go for like a Rock Slide? Did you go for a Stone Edge? Did you go for a Rock Tomb? Because that would have been the big one right there. But thankfully, I don't have to worry about that. But the thing is, I might have to worry about Trick Room potentially. They Saurus Dance with Groudon, which is fine here. Okay. They really, really need my Thunderous to stay asleep here. But even if Thunderous is asleep, I have a Amoonguss in the back, even if they set up Trick Room. So I think this is okay, even if that's the worst case right here. Let's find out. This should be Lunala coming in, unless it's Incineroar, which I don't think you're bringing in. Yeah, Lunala comes out here. We're doubling up that slot. We never revealed the Foul Play, so hopefully they think they're safe to set up Trick Room. And hopefully I just punish Lunala heavily and KO it. Life Orb Foul Play would probably miss a knockout on Groudon, and there's a chance that Groudon protects here, or Dynamaxes. Okay. I don't want to Behemoth Blade, though, the Groudon, because it's not necessary. Even if I stay asleep with Lunala, I think I still am fine. But we'll see. Because I think Dynamax Kyogre next to Amoonguss and Trick Room with Spore just puts on way too much pressure against the Groudon, especially when we confirmed that the Citrus Berry has been used, so... looking really good here. Do we stay asleep with the Thunderous is a good question, but Behemoth Blade is going to come out, so we do break the Shao Shield, which is actually really important for later on. Upcoming, we are going to get the Behemoth Blade off. Nice, nice. And we do wake up. Fantastic. Foul Play is going to come out into the Lunala, finish off the Lunala, which is really good. So no Trick Room for them. I didn't really need like Trick Room denied. I still had Amoonguss, but it's nice because I don't have to worry about like Lunala, I guess, endgame wise. We're going to see the Max Quake come out, but that's perfectly acceptable right here. I got to tar down my Zacian. What were the last two Pokemon? It was Grim and Incineroar, as well as just one more, right? Grim, Incineroar. No. Wait, no, there is definitely one more Pokemon. We're going out into our Kyogre though, because we can click Airstream Water Spout most likely, and that should be fine. Yeah, it's Incineroar, last Pokemon. Okay. Do I need to Dynamax? I think I just click Foul Play with the Thunderous and Max Geyser with our Kyogre. Yeah, that should be fine. I mean, I could also Airstream and just protect Ogre, which is also pretty fair here. I mean, there's a lot of things I could do. I think I'm just going to click Foul Play here into the Groudon, and I'm just going to swap out into my Amoonguss. I think that's just better, because they have to fake out my Thunder specifically. And if they don't, then I get a huge Foul Play off, and I probably two-shot the Groudon, I think, at this range. And yeah, or I could Airstream Water Spout the following turn and be completely fine. So let's see. They're going to go for a fake out, probably in a Kyogre. Yeah. So they were worried about the Water Spout. They're probably going for a Quake Play. A Foul Play into the Groudon does fantastic amount of damage to the Groudon, which is really nice here. And we're going to see a Rockfall coming out into the Thunderous, I imagine. So either way, this is acceptable, yeah. The Thunderous goes down, but We have Water Spout, which is a pretty devastating thing, and they don't even have a Quake boost with their Incineroar, so I don't think the Incineroar is ever living this Water Spout, and they broke their potential sash if they had it. So yeah, we just click Rage Powder, we click Water Spout, and then as long as it's not like this Groudon super fast, it outspeeds, KOs my Amoonguss, and then I don't think the Incineroar can ever live this Water Spout. I really don't. I guess if there's a flare play, but even if there's a flare play, that means Amoonguss is still technically around for an extra turn. Let's just click Water Spout. Let's just click Rage Powder. I think that's like perfectly acceptable here. Groudon can't be Goggles. Incineroar isn't Goggles either, actually. So yeah, I mean, not really much to say here. I just click Spout, finish it off. Should be game. I'm pretty sure. Maybe there's something I'm like missing. Maybe there's something I'm missing, but I'm pretty sure that this is strong enough for the win here. Let's see, because I don't even think Groudon lives this this Water Spout in the first place. I still have Dynamax available. It just comes down to, I guess, if no, they can't even +2 Quake KO my Kyogre. They have to hit Blades, and they have to crit my Kyogre Blades, even though like somehow the worst scenarios if the Groudon is fast, KOs my Amoonguss with Quake, lives a Water Spout afterward, then they have to crit a +2. I just feel like it's really unlikely. And yeah, I am faster, so this should just outspeed and KO. Yeah, because it's not Solvus Groudon. So goodbye Groudon, goodbye Incineroar. No Dynamax even necessary. I really didn't feel like I had to Dynamax much. Like sure, the Sleep Powder kind of like stunk turn 1, of course, but I was like, okay, I'm fine with accepting it, because I already know that they, unless I get like really unlucky with like 3 turns, they also have to hit Sleep Powder. I think I'm in a pretty commanding position for most of the game, because like I get a heavy amount of damage in the Groudon anyway. So the Venusaur is always going to be threatened by either Behemoth Blade or Airstream once I get the rain up. And yeah, that's the thing about like sending in Groudon. If you send in Groudon too early and there's no Kyogre out, my Kyogre is just like really threatening that Groudon, right? So that's what I was basically positioning for. And I didn't take 3 turns of sleep with the Thundurus, but I mean, I still had Amoonguss in the back, even if they got Trick Room up. I really don't feel like they had to probably get like extremely lucky with like Spore targets, protecting on the right turns, and maybe critting my Amoonguss even, because yeah, otherwise like Amoonguss just clicked Spore under Trick Room once they lost Venusaur, so I felt like it was fine regardless. And that is the show. I'm not sure exactly how to pilot this team, but oh boy, there are some strong options. And yeah, it's kind of weird how Charizard and Kyogre work, right? Because Charizard, you want to use it in Sun usually with the solar power, and it's not really the best pairing with Kyogre, but because of rain. But when you think about it, like the type synergy wise just actually works out really well. Charizard just being able to help out against the grass types. Kyogre does not like facing like Rillaboom, which is really nice. And Charizard does a lot of damage to like Venusaur and other Charizards, and Groudon Sun, which is always amazing. So they got to be cautious of setting up their own Sun. But if you did enjoy today's video, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. It really does help me out. If you want to check out the details of the team and the creator, down below in the description, you can grab the rental code while it's available. And of course, check out the rest of my Series 12 content, where there's a lot of cool teams and a lot of fun Pokemon. But that's going to be it for me. Have a great day, people. And until we bow again, I'll catch y'all later.